I mean, I don't know if he blew it. You know, I mean, are you one guy away from a Super Bowl? Rarely are you. Was there an opportunity perhaps to explore some avenues, you know, maybe knock on some doors, maybe make some phone calls and figure out if guys are available? I mean, and specifically guys like Davante Adams, who had that rough game. You could talk about Davante Adams coming into Dallas, making immediate impact.
Yep.
I mean, sure, like, you got to at least explore those avenues. So I don't think he ruined any chance at them making it to the Super Bowl. I'm not sure they were going in the first place. So, I mean, they're going to be where they were going to be. But he could have gave them an opportunity to get better as a team, just like every other NFC contender did. You looked at Detroit. They strengthened their offensive line. You looked at Philadelphia. They got Kevin Byard. You look at San Francisco. They got Chase Young. You look at Seattle, they got Leonard Williams, and San Francisco got Randy Gregory. So you see guys; those are guys that are going to make impacts on this team. On these teams, they didn't play an arm and a leg. Seattle played a little bit more for Leonard Williams, but I think Pete was really high on him, and he's going to make a huge impact on a defense that's already playing really, really well. Seattle was a team that's going to be dangerous, and I can't wait for that Thursday night game in Dallas, because you know who I'm picking, Skip. I'm picking the Seattle Seahawks, as I picked, and I think we got a dinner on it.
We got a dinner on it.
I can't wait for that.
Oh, man.
And by the way, Detroit did add Donovan Peoples-Jones, and I've always liked him. I thought that was a decent move. I know, didn't one of you guys...
Richard said they should go get a big receiver.
Go get Mike Evans. Okay,
yeah.
But Richard, did that help Detroit at all? At least he's a bigger receiver. He's not bad.
No, I think it helps him.
He helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure it helps him because they got a quarterback that can deliver the football. He was stuck in Cleveland messing around with it. So now you're in a better place. You're in a winning team. It's just he'll show some of the flashes that he showed in Cleveland will be a more consistent basis in Detroit. Now, your question is, did Jerry just blow a chance to contend for the Super Bowl? No, he didn't. No, because they're going to contend just by making it as a wild card in the playoffs. You're going to contend. I mean, that's the...
Okay, but now we're back to Richard, divisional and done, right? Is that what you're saying?
All I'm saying is, when you make the playoffs, you're in contention. You're in the tournament.
All right.
So they're going to get in the tournament, I believe. I didn't believe it if they'd have lost to the Chargers, but they beat the Chargers, so I believe they're getting in the tournament.
Got it.
Could he have kicked the tires on some players that may have strengthened certain position groups on their team? Absolutely. We talk about the receivers. The problem with the receivers and Davante Adams and company is their salaries are so high that they're going to eat up a lot of cap, not only this year, but also in the future when you got to pay CeeDee Lamb. I can't pay $80 million in one room, meaning as a receiver group. You got Davante Adams making what he's making, and CeeDee's going to make what he's making, plus Cooks, plus the other backups. You can't do it. And I got to save money for Micah Parsons because he's going to be the highest paid defensive player in the history of the league next offseason into the summer. So you start to look at certain areas. Could they have gone and surrendered a pick to the Chicago Bears for Jalen Johnson? They could have, but they're happy with what they have in the secondary, and depending on whether or not Diggs comes back at 100% when his time comes next offseason, they've done well. So I'm not mad at him. I just think that maybe if there was something that was there, you know, I don't know what the asking price for Derrick Henry was. Could they have signed Leonard Fournette on the streets to get a big back?
Sure.
Maybe they looked at it and said, well, he doesn't have enough gas left in the tank. You know, he reminds us of Ezekiel Elliott. We could have just kept Zeke if we wanted to do. Maybe that's some of the things that you look at. Now, I think a lot of Dallas Cowboy people like yourself, you want to see a reaction based on what others, as Richard said, did. Seattle got better. The 49ers got better. Philadelphia got better. The Lions got better. You didn't do anything because Jerry said that we're okay. We're 5-2. We're going into Philly. We feel good about our team. You go into Philly and you let those acquisitions, like guy like Julio Jones that you say doesn't do anything, and Kevin Byard, you know, you're afraid of him because he's picked Dak off. You let them make some impact plays against the Cowboys and watch what happens to you on Monday from us.
Okay, good. I'll be here with bells on. because I'm going to be a happy camper on Monday. All right, I'm going to give you Jerry's mindset. I'm going to tell you what happened with Jerry Jones the last couple of days in Dallas. He does sit in on the meetings. Do I think Jerry's a really astute football man? I do not. Even though he played college football at a high level, he was a starting guard for a team that won the national championship in 1964 in Arkansas. But he sits in on the meetings, and he listens to the analytics people, and he listens to the coaches, and he listens to Will McClay, he listens to everybody around, and he absorbs these facts. And I'm going to tell you what the facts are right now about the Dallas Cowboys at 5-2. They are second in the NFL in points scored, but they are number one in the NFC in points scored. That works. Let's look at the defensive side. They are fourth in the NFL in points allowed on defense. But wait a second, they're number one in the NFC in points allowed on defense. Well, that'll work. They're third in yards in the NFL, yards allowed on defense, third in yards allowed. But, oh, wait a second, they're number one in the NFC in yards allowed on defense. Let's look at turnover differential, shall we? They're +6. Okay, that's fourth in the NFL, but it's second in the NFC. And guess who's first? Weirdly, just an aberration, the Tampa Bay Bucks are first in the NFC in turnover differential. Dallas is +6. The Bucks are +8, but they're only 3 and 4. So will that last? No. So could Dallas wind up being number one in turnover differential in the NFC? Yeah, sure they could. Okay, so Jerry sits back and says, well, wait a second. We've now won 11 straight games at home. Oh, that'll work. And guess what? After Philadelphia, 4 of the next 5 are at home. Well, could we win those 4? Sure, we could. Well, that's going to help. And we're going to Philadelphia, as I told both of you guys yesterday, with a Dak Prescott who is now career 8-2 against the Eagles. I can't explain it. He just
different Eagles team.
Just likes to see
different Eagles team.
He's 3-1 as Dak Prescott at Philadelphia. He's in his comfort zone when he sees green in Philadelphia. So Jerry sits back and says, why do I need to respond to Howie Roseman or respond to John Lynch or respond to any of these other NFC teams
doesn't.
when I'm
you know what?
I'm sitting in the catbird seat.
He doesn't need to respond.
You know why,
Do
Skip?
what he does.
Yeah.
You know why? You know why? Because in your own division that you're not the top dog in anymore, Howie Roseman exists. Skip, let me give you just a couple Howie Roseman moves that have been pretty shrewd. Do you know the guy, they're 11 from heaven? He wasn't homegrown, Skip.
No.
He wasn't. He wasn't. They had to make a call. They went and got
They
all
got
day.
him. I give you
Always
that.
open.
It was
A.J.
good.
Brown.
Good move.
Huge impact player. All pro, Pro Bowl player. You know, on the other side of the ball, big play Slay. Wasn't homegrown,
No.
Skip. They had to go and get him. So those are foundational pillars of their championship team. They went and got, Skip, they went and got those players. They traded for those players, and those players are a huge part of their future and going forward. So when you say, why didn't he make a move? Why? You make those moves because you can find players that can make your team better, not only immediately, but in the future. So you watched a guy in your own division get his team better, and you said, I see what's going on there. And they just went to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, they went to the Super Bowl last year. You haven't went to the Super Bowl. So clearly, your strategy and the way you've been doing things is not leading you towards the championship you want to get to.
But wait a second. Maybe we beat Philly to the punch because I think Dallas won the offseason because Dallas went and stole a guy you love, Stephon Gilmore, former Defensive Player of the Year, for a 5th-round pick. And Dallas went and stole Brandon Cooks for another 5th-round pick. So Jerry did his deadline deals last offseason. He beat you to the punch both times and greatly strengthened our team and filled 2 holes. He plugged 2 holes. I love both.
I was just complaining about Brandon Cooks 2 weeks ago. Now all of a sudden, Brandon Cooks is the answer?
Yeah, you saw him
But
get
you
loose,
just
Steve.
complained about him 2 weeks ago.
I'm good. I'm good.
Now you good.
No, I saw him against the Rams. I saw him do what he does. He actually ran past.
I can see you against the Rams too.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Okay. We crushed the Rams.
Stop.
I know he didn't just compare compare all day, always open A.J. Brown's acquisition to Brandon Cooks' acquisition at this point in his career. I know we did not do that.
But we already have.
I'll give you Gilly. Gilly is a great player.
He is a good corner. He's a great corner. He was a former defensive player of the year. There's no question about it. But Philadelphia didn't kick the tires on him because they got two corners that they like. They didn't need Cooks. They got a Devontae Smith. They got an A.J. Brown. They didn't need to. Y'all needed to.
Wait a second. We already have an A.J. Brown that you guys don't love or respect, but his name's C.D. Lamb, and all he does is beast. Is he beasted against the Rams?
So first of all, I'm not going to have you sit up here on this show and say we don't respect him. I respect him.
Something's
missing. I like his ability.
Richard
but
says
there has been
something. Fringy number one.
Skip, there has been something missing. Last week against the Rams, they made an adjustment, and that's something missing, which is moving him outside, moving him inside, so he can utilize this talent on the outside edge of the numbers and not leaving him in the slot all the time. Now we got evidence of him in the red zone running a shake route for a touchdown. We have that evidence. We didn't have that evidence before, Skip.
Okay, I'm
Skip,
good.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see how you feel when he asks for more money than Tyreek Hill. Then I want to see how you feel, because I want to see how you feel then, Skip. When he asks for more money than Tyreek Hill, I want you to say, he deserves it. Give it to him, because I'll be there, Skip.
Okay, if you were C.D. Lamb, would you ask for more money than Tyreek?
Absolutely. No question.
I'm asking for more money than the quarterback.
And if you're a Dallas fan, you're going to tell the truth. That's when your truth is going to come out. Whether you believe he's the truth, number one, you're going to say, give him that money. He deserves it. Or are you going to say,
okay, did I not tell the truth when Dak asked for what Dak asked for? I said, no, too much, not worth it. And Jerry caved in the end and got taken to the cleaners and the bank. And Dak Prescott was overpaid, except when he plays the Eagles. Then he's top 5.
So Dak Prescott is overpaid. Is that what you just said? Did I hear you say he's overpaid?
Absolutely. I've said it from the start.
So at $40 million and others are making 50s and close to 60s, he's overpaid?
When he got the money,
That's
he was
the market.
Overpaid.
What do you want to do?
That's going to be the same thing with C.D. Lamb. It's just going to be the market.
Does C.D. deserve more than Tyreek Hill? Because that's the market.
No.
He did. So you don't think he? So you don't think your top receiver deserves to be the highest paid receiver in the National Football League? You said no.
He's the greatest deep threat I've ever seen. So
no, that's not. I didn't ask you anything about deep threat. Okay. I'm gonna rephrase the question again.
Well, I'll answer.
The guy for the Dallas Cowboys, your top receiver, does not, in your eyes, deserve to be the highest paid receiver in the league.
Nobody does.
Nobody does deserve to be.
CeeDee Lamb is top 5. Top 5. You guys don't even. Richard thinks he's a fringy number 1, like he's not even top 20.
So you're
answering the question.
I said he's top 5. Okay, I'm being honest with you.
So you're saying Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. You're saying
he's
Mike Evans. You're saying you're saying all day, always open A.J. Brown. They're all the Stephon Diggs.
I'll take my man. I'll take my man. You'll see
your guy over those guys.
You'll see it Sunday at Philadelphia. And by the way, I'm going to be honest about this. I will give you this. I was hoping against hope for Derrick Henry because I don't think Tony Pollard is healthy yet, and it scares me. Will he ever, a la Chase Young, get completely healthy because he had a career-threatening injury at San Francisco in the playoff game? Is he running the way he did last year? Does he have the same burst? I don't see it. So we are lacking a little bit of power football, even though Rico Dowdle is a load to deal with when he runs between the tackles. But again, I don't know what they were asking for Derrick Henry. Was it a second? They might have been asking for a first.
Skip,
would I have taken him? Sure, I would have taken him.
So, Skip, you are admitting to me and Richard you needed to get better, is what you're admitting to.
No, I said if...
No. That's not what you just said, Skip.
I just gave you all the stats of why we're the best in the NFC. We're sitting there.
That Tony Pollard is not healthy. You would have liked to have gotten Henry, so that's telling us. That's telling us you wanted to get better. You wanted to get better like the other 3 teams in the conference. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. But when we talk about depth of pass rush, where the 49ers are desperate to the point of being panicky with their pass rush, we got the best one in football. I've told you that from day one because we have the deepest pass rush in football because it starts with Micah. He's playing at a higher level than Nicholas John Bosa is or anybody in Philadelphia is, and all of a sudden it's DeMarcus Lawrence and it's Dorrance Armstrong and it's Dante Fowler and it's Sam Williams and it's I can just Diggy Zua. We are loaded with pass rushers. Ours works, San Francisco's doesn't. We good.
Now you're good. So you don't need to upgrade nothing.
We good.
So you're good. You didn't need a running back. You didn't need a big-time receiver.
But I told you from the start, we'll go as far as our defense will carry us, and it's carried us to 5-2 with all the stats saying we are atop the NFC, and we will show you that on Sunday at Philadelphia.
Did you see the teams y'all played in the NFC, man?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Stop.
Rams, after you told me for 3 weeks, the Rams are dangerous.
Okay, I might tell you anything. You gonna believe it just because I say it?
We crushed
Come on, you smarter than that, Skip.
We crushed the Giants. We crushed Belichick. That's what we do.
If you crush Philadelphia, I give you a lot of credit. If you get crushed by Philadelphia, Skip, ooh, I'ma tell you.
Anybody want to give me points?
No, now you want points.
Well,
give you points.
You guys are making the case.
When you grew up betting, Skip, you didn't bet on no damn points. It was either win or lose. And it's point stuff.
Me?
Everybody.
No.
All of a sudden,
the number one team in the NFC and all these categories
need
needs points.
Wait a second. When I'm in high school, I'm betting with bookmakers. All I'm doing is betting points. Are you kidding?
Oh, yeah,
I grew up in a different neighborhood than you grew up in.
I forgot y'all was running numbers back then.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Up next, we got to get to the NBA because there was a showcase game late last night on national TV. I saw Wemby displaying early clutch gene against KD. That's next.
I knew you were going to say it.
No mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.